Hey, welcome to Gun Stuff. Today, we bring you Cloud Defense's new weapon light, the OWL. The OWL stands for Optimized Weapon Light, and what they've done is they've put everything in one housing so you don't have wires and external switches and stuff that kind of gets in the way to get caught on things. Before we get into that, I'm going to show you what you get. When you order this, it's going to come with a box with the instructions. It's going to come with a high-tech charger. This charger is probably one of the more high-tech chargers I've seen out there. It's going to give you a digital display of how it's charging and how much power is in the battery. Of course, it comes with this power cable for the charger, and it also comes with a cigarette lighter adapter for you to charge these or keep these going in your car. Comes with two 650 batteries, and basically they look like this. They're sealed. They look like they're about the size of regular 123 batteries, but they're different. You're not supposed to use 123, the CR123 batteries in here because it voids the warranty for the electronics. But what they do is they send you a couple of these batteries. One is a quick burn battery, so it comes out with, it delivers the most power it can through the electronics, and then but it burns out a little quicker. Then they send you another battery. This is the slow burn battery, and basically this will give you just a little bit, a few less lumens and candela, but it'll burn for longer, like another 20 or 30 minutes longer than the other battery. As I got online, I was looking up some of these and doing research on the light, and these batteries are relatively inexpensive and they last for quite a long time. So because they're rechargeable, you're not going to be dumping a whole bunch of money into your battery supply like I do with some of my other lights, buying the CR123 batteries, because those things you can pay up to $15 per pack, and it'd be just two batteries in it, so it's enough to run, say, like one gun light. You can get these for like a 6-pack for about 20 bucks, 22 bucks or something like that on some of your online retailers. You can also get these for $8 a piece on Cloud Defense's website itself. So these are a great option, but these are optimized for this battery platform, so that's what you want to use. All right, so getting into the light itself, the light is it comes in, this light starts off in about the mid threes, like 350, 360, 369, something like that in there. So it's on your higher end of lights, but the reason is because this is probably one of the best lights on the market. During my research and looking into this and shooting this and testing this a little bit around the range and around the home and doing some training with it, this thing has operated flawlessly. The videos and things that are online that you can get on and check out, they beat the snot out of this light, and it just keeps working. I mean, they're beating it with baseball bats. They're running over it with trucks. They're throwing it as hard as they can off buildings, and this light just keeps working. And the big thing of that is all its solid state electronics are all sealed inside, and then you have this solid piece of aluminum coming out around the switch. So all this stuff is protected in here. Some of the videos, they've even went as far and broken this thing apart here at the seams. But moving on from that, this is an extremely torture-tested light and probably survived a lot more beating than a lot of the other lights on the market. It's rated to be at 200 feet underwater for over 24 hours. And even if this thing gets water inside of water gets up inside of the light, it still works fine because the electronics are separated from the battery compartment and everything itself, so they're sealed. So all you have to do once you get out of the water is just open it up to pull the batteries out, let it air dry, and just leave it alone, and it'll be just fine. So moving into some of the cool features of this light. This light has they call it the lug lock technology. So I just turned it the wrong way there. So it just has some locking lugs on here. Now this has the battery in it, so I'm gonna hold it so it doesn't come out. This has some little lugs that go on the bottom, and this just pops up and turns, kind of like suppressors and other locking, lug locking, things like that. But you know, that's probably the closest thing I would think would be like a suppressor, a quick attach suppressor. So you can take this off, and of course here is the high output battery. This is the one that I have in it right now. And some of the cool stuff that they have on here. They have the wrench and everything is built into the tail cap on this light. So to install the light, I don't need anything because it's all on here already. So this is fully tightened down. I've been training with this for a couple days, doing different stuff with it. You just put it on the end there on the wrench, put the hex on the wrench here, and then it comes right off. All right. So putting the weapon off to the side. Some of the reasons you may want to do these things and use these is that this can be used to flip the gun. So you can take this, I can pop this front off here if I want. I can take it, push in on it, pull it off, right? So now I just have the housing and the switch. All right, so have the light assembly right here, the tail cap assembly here, and then switch. So then I can in turn take this, turn it, switch it over, push it in. You got to, of course, they have the indicators of which way you got to turn it, and I'm turning it the wrong way, of course, because I'm looking at it backwards. And then I can switch it over, put it in. Now it's over onto the other side. So now I can set this up for a left-handed use. So just as simple as that, using the onboard tool and the socket that's built into the tail cap there, I can switch this over from left to right if I want. Also, in the tail cap comes with the wrench that you need to push in on this, unlock it. Comes with the wrench and everything you need. So you can put this on here, turn it, and then you can take the lens assembly and everything off as well. So if you get your lens damaged, you can buy an additional lens on Cloud Defense's website, and you can have extra lenses in your kit for $8. You can have an extra lens, a couple extra batteries for relatively cheap price compared to a lot of other firearms weapon lights out there, and you can service all this out in the field. So all this is completely field serviceable. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back together real quick. All right, so now we're back together. I'm just going to hold the light here. I'm not going to necessarily put it back on the gun. This has a momentary switch, so I'm just going to aim this down so I'm not blinding the camera. So you can turn it on momentary, or if you want to turn it on to keep it on, you just hit it twice really quick and it'll stay open. It'll stay on, and then I can turn it off. I'm going to turn this off so it doesn't ruin the film. Or ruin the video quality. But this has a momentary on and off, which you want to use in a room clearing or something like that, or low light situation, so you're not giving away your position as much, and you're also able to disorient people. So you can shine this light into the face, and then just a brief burst of light, and then you can move to a better position to shoot. But you just push this in once, it turns it on momentarily, or if you push it twice really quick, it turns it on to the full power, all on, and it just stays on until. So if you get it up to a situation where now you need the light on for something, you need to get to something, work on or whatever, just hit it twice real quick and it'll stay on. All right. This thing is shockproof, dustproof, waterproof. I can't state enough how much abuse this light has taken in all of the videos that we've watched on it, and I haven't beat this thing down, and I don't intend to try and break this, but all the stuff that we've seen so far, this is probably by far the strongest light, and that's why it's going to come in at that price, because this is going to survive everything you can throw at it. So some of the other products that Cloud Defense offers as well is they also offer a rail system that has basically what it is this has a couple of the Picatinny's already shaved off, and it's sunk into the rail itself, so that when you mount this onto the rail, it will actually flush mount. Okay, so it may not go with a lot of the, it may not go with piston driven, it may not function with a piston driven system, but on all your gas guns, what it'll do is it'll sink that in there, so that as you're holding the gun and you're holding it in this position here, it still gives you the same flat rail all the way across and puts that into the position for your thumb to be able to do your momentary bumps of light, or be able to pin it on and off real quick. They also offer this light control system. So this they have a system that can go on here, but it essentially takes this part with the pad and the light and the switch and everything, and can convert it to just about any other weapon mounted light that you have out there. But what they've done is they've taken it, and that version will have a wire on it, but they've strengthened everything on the wire so that basically it'll go onto the tail cap of another, if you have a different favorite brand of light, and it puts this light onto the rail, and this securely attaches. A lot of other ones you're either taping or velcroing or something like that, and they're not really attaching to the rail. They can get ripped off relatively easy if they're velcroed on, or if they're taped on, the tape can get ripped off, or it can get caught. So what they've done is they've really cleaned up the line that goes from the switch to the flashlight itself, and then put the switch, mounted it directly to the Picatinny. So you're going to have your light is going to be mounted on one side of the Picatinny, usually at a 45 degree or something like that, and then this is going to come up and mount right onto the top, and it's all going to be solid and reinforced. Cloud Defense also is going to be coming out with a new line of lights later on as well that are going to be handheld lights, and some are going to be weapon mountable, and it's the Rain line, and it's going to come in with even more lumens. So this one here, like I said, this one comes in at 1250 lumens. Okay, this is extremely bright, much brighter than any of the other lights that you're going to see on the market. But the Rain system that they're going to be coming out with later is going to be coming out with 1350 lumens with almost 58K candela. So it's going to be even brighter than this. It's going to be a little bit bigger package, but it's still going to be weapon mountable and still have all your switches and stuff like that. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, we're going to mount this light back up, and then we're going to go into one of our office rooms here that has no windows. It should be a relatively dark room. We'll do a little bit of clearing with it. We'll do a little bit of comparison with some of the competitors that are on the market. So let's go over and check it out. All right, so here we are. We came over to one of our warehouse rooms. This room doesn't have any lights. So what I'm going to do is we're going to show you the Cloud Defense Owl light. And I'm going to turn this on, leave it on, and then I will turn on some of your more popular lights. We got some Surefire lights here, handheld, a pistol, and then we got just a regular light that you can get like regular store. This is a Bushnell tactical light. So we're going to turn these on just to give you a comparison of what you see between the two. The Surefire hand-mounted is a little bit of an older model. It's a Z2, and then the Surefire is the X300. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. So we're going to turn it to the on position. All right, so I'm just going to hold this on. I'm going to hit the light. Okay, so here is our owl. I'm going to aim this over to here. I'm going to set these others down real quick so I don't drop them all over the place. So I'm going to start off with our Surefire. So I'm going to aim these off to the side so you can see the difference on the Surefire, moving this around. The Surefire is that little itty bitty light off to the side. This thing had some fresh batteries in it just the other day. I shot an IDPA match and we had to use our lights. And I mean, just to show you the difference here of what this shows. And this one has had the LED upgrade in this Surefire as well. So this Z2 combat light has had the LED upgraded lens in it as well. Okay, so moving on, we're going to the 300, the X300. Okay, so this is a more modern light. Just released last year or whatever. So you can see the difference in the two for the X300 pistol light. But as you can see, still no comparison. The Cloud Defense light just fills the room and gives you a much better view of what you're looking for. So I'm just kind of moving these around. And now I'm just going to go to standard light. This is another 300 lumen light, just a handheld light. Just moving this around, so just showing the difference. When I'm out hunting, this is a light that I use when I'm out hunting, and it just usually this is usually more than sufficient. But now that I've had a chance to take a look at the Cloud Defense light, I realize that this is very very insufficient. I just get out there when I'm trying to hunt and track down blood trails, stuff like that with this 300 lumen light. Usually I light this up in the forest and I feel like I've turned on a spotlight. Well, then you can turn this on, you can see the difference. So we're going to go ahead and step back over into the studio and then we'll finish up there. So All right, so we got a chance to go over there, throw this thing into a dark room, light some stuff up. As you can see, the superiority of the light in the way it floods the room and the amount of light that it puts on target. So one of the things that I find when I use these lights is also if you get some of the lights that have this brilliant bright white light that flood the room, and it offers a good amount of light. But one of the things that I noticed is as I use this light it has a little bit of more of a yellow tint to it, and that's by design. One of the things I notice is that as I turn the light off, if I'm using this in a tactical situation and I come up, I turn the light on and I'm just clearing rooms and I'm just wanting to do brief flashes of light, I'm not seeing the spots as much. It's not as pronounced. When I flash the light on, flash the light off, and I move into another position, I'm not necessarily seeing all those rings and all that light that's kind of gets burned into your retina, and then you have to wait a couple seconds for it to disappear, or you have to re-engage the light. So it's one of those things, it's just helping with overall movement as well, with it being more of a yellowish color. It looks almost like I'd say the old school bulbs that used to be out there, the big D-cell mag lights and stuff like that, but just million times brighter. But it's one of those things that it makes a difference once you start going through trying to clear your house, trying to clear a room. And then on top of that, everything being solid construction, being able to just take a hit off something, catching this off a wall, catching it on a table, whatever, and it just being able to just take that abuse and just keep on working and just keep working for you. So we love this light, and we hope you do too, and we'll see you next time.